There's the referee, Liam Devaney from Ballina, bringing the captains together for the Electric Ireland Trench Cup final. And Liam, by the way, is going to be refereeing Kerry Dublin at the weekend on Saturday. Big deal for him to get that one and go down to Tralee to do that. But that's under the new rules, of course. Tonight here, or rather this evening, he will be operating under the old rules, because that's what we have at higher education, GAA, for the season. That was the decision by the colleges. They started with them, they will finish by them. And it's a big week here in Beacon at the Connacht Centre of Excellence for all of the finals. Of course, the Electric Ireland first class rivals are all here for all of the finals. So we have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Loads of fantastic action. You see there on the right the DKIT team, Dundalk, coming over to the pitch for this game, and Trinity in the red and black. You see there number 20, that's Adam Traynor. He is a Westmeath man from Shandonna, and he is the captain for them, whereas the captain for DKIT is a Cross Midland man, Thomas Og Duffy. And there's a few Cross Midland men up the middle for DKIT, like Pierce Blessing at midfield and Aaron O'Neill at centre half forward. Three terrific players, and they have been foraging for a number of years with the college. They've been so unlucky. They've lost 2-3 finals, I think, in a row. They lost a league final as well after extra time. They've been knocking on the door. Will today be their day? That is the question. But Trinity, with a famous history, of course, the famous red and black, last in a trench final in 2012 though, and last in the Sigerson Cup, I think, in 2005. They have only ever played in one Sigerson final, and that was 1981. So they have the glory years behind them and the big name, and they are trying to get back to the Sigerson. That would be a huge thing for them. The photographs been taken by Kieran and Benny, and Mike in the background there as well. That's Benny Hurl, doubling up as photographer and chairperson of higher education, GAA. Excuse me. I closed my throat and I watch the toss being made there by the referee, and there's a breeze all right, but you know, it's going across the field, coming into our faces here in the commentary area, so we're expecting the ball to end up over our side of the field here quite a lot. So the DKIT team then, let's go through it. In goals, Dara O'Shea from St Mocta's, and that's in Louth, but would you believe last Sunday he played in goals for Leitrim in the National League. Number 2 is Conor Clark from Dreadnoughts. 3, Ben Goss from St Mocta's, same as the goalkeeper. 4, Tag McDonnell from St Mary's and RD. 5, Finton Brady from Kilkerley Emmets. Thomas Og Duffy, I've mentioned, at 6. Liam Stafford at 7 from St Columkills is the vice captain. At midfield, Pierce Blessing, and 9 is Cormac McKeown from St Joseph's. 10 is Ryan Duffy from Latin in Monaghan. 11, Aaron O'Neill. 12 is Oisin McGorman, another one from Latin, so 2 Latin lads on either wing there in the half forward line. 13, Hughie Corcoran from Drumbarra, and 16 is Stephen Mooney. Now he's the man to watch, Monaghan County player, super player. In fact, when they met earlier, these two teams, and DKIT won by 0-23 to 0-9, or rather 0-23 to 0-8. He scored 9 points that day for DKIT. He is from Cromartin Shamrocks, and he is the key man, and it'll be interesting to see if Lee Pearson picks him up. That could be the matchup of the day that decides it. 15, Jimmy Murphy from Stamullen St Patrick's. So Trinity, Sean O'Malan in goals. Number 2 is Sean Brazil from Ratoath in Meath. 3 is Tom Hughes from Glencar Manor, that's Glencar Manor Hamilton in Leitrim. 4, Luke Casserly, St Malaise and Sligo. I think he was player of the match in the semi-final when they came from behind to beat Setu Carlow. 5 is James McBreen from Lavey and Cavan. 6 is Lee Pearson. Now he is the Offaly captain, and it's also his last game in colleges. He'll want to make a big impression here. He might well pick up Stephen Mooney. He's from Edenderry in Offaly, captain of Offaly and captain of this team as well. 7 is Rory McSweeney from Oranmore in Galway. Number 8 is Conor Leonard from Mullinalatta in Longford. 9 is Tom McCarroll from Carryduff, that's in Belfast on the county down side. 10 is Conal Cunningham from Templeogue, Sin Street. 11, Con Smith from Bective and Meath. 12, Aidan Coleman from Skerries Harps. I'm just noticing the lights coming on here, by the way. That's welcome. 13, Rory McErlean. He's from St Bridget's in Belfast. That's in County Antrim. Belfast has a bit of both, a bit of Down and a bit of Antrim. Rory's dad, Paul, would have played back in the day for Antrim and for Queens. 14, Cathal Gilligan from Abbeylara in Longford. 15 is Ben Kane from Nafena in Dublin. So those, the 15 that have been given for both teams now, expect a couple of changes, because those are the ones we were given, but usually you get changes. So pretty much perfect conditions here. The lights are on and the venue looks fantastic here, and the pitch is pretty decent. You see it cut up a little bit there, but for this time of year it's pretty decent, and there's a bit of a breeze coming across, although it seems to have died just at the minute, thankfully, because it was very cool. What else do I need to tell you? Yeah, DKIT, the last time they met, by the way, they won 10 of the 24 Trinity kickouts. That could be key again today. But then again, you know, there's obviously changes in personnel from that game to this one. The prize for winning this, not just to get the trophy, but to go up to Sigerson. That's the big deal here. The manager for DKIT is Eamon McEnany, former Monaghan legendary player. And for Trinity, Don Holmes is the manager of their team. Talking of famous names, Trinity, well, I remember Joe Brawley playing for them back in the day. My first Sigerson experience, 1989, which seems like 100 years ago. He was playing against UCC in a semi-final at Queen's. Now that group of players had 2 or 3 years there at Trinity, late 80s, early 90s, and really they should have got to a final, but they didn't. They came very close that day. Maurice Fitzgerald scored a winning goal with the last kick of extra time to beat Trinity. Joe scored 2 goals that day. An absolutely epic game that was. Ended up in the darkness on the upper pitch at Queen's University. That was Joe Brawley for Trinity, but it's Trinity 2025 that we're looking at now, and believe it or not, the winners of this will be looking to play in the Sigerson 2026. Hard to think of that. At the moment, we are here in February 2025. The scene is set, and Liam Devaney from Ballina in Mayo throws the ball in, and it's DKIT in the white jerseys with blue trimmings who get the ball first. Cormac McKeown coming forward, leaves it off to one of his forwards, and I see 17 out there already. This could be the first score right at the start of the game, but no, it's gone to the left and it's gone wide, so it's changed there for DKIT that I've spotted already. Number 17, DKIT, that's Adam McKeown. He's from Maracloon in Monaghan. He's playing over on the left hand side, looks like left half forward, so maybe Oisin McGorman isn't there, but we'll check that as we go on. The kick out is low and it's well taken, nipped in just in front of the challenge from Pierce Blessing to get it, and he gets the ball again. That's Tom McCarroll, as I say, from Carryduff in Belfast, who got that early possession for his team. And the breeze, if there is one, is probably against Trinity in the first half, but it's really nothing significant, certainly at the minute. It's a good run by Conor Cunningham. Has to feed it back out, and does so to get it to Conor Leonard. There's a ball into Rory McAlean that is useful, and Rory turns and swings. Is he going to get the first score of the game? No, it's gone wide. We're still waiting for the first score of finals week here at the Connacht Centre of Excellence. Of course, we have the Sigerson Cup final after this at 7:30 on one of the other pitches here, but this is the first final of today here at the venue. It's going to be 3 or 4 days of a festival of football and hurling, and it's going to be, is it over the line? Yes, it is. It's gone over. Umpire, or rather linesperson, right on the spot. And you might be hearing a lot of roaring here. We have a sideline microphone here, and it's going to pick up the Trinity management beside us here and their subs, who got very excited there a minute ago. That's Lee Pearson, number 6, you see in the bottom of your shot there, and that's the Awfully Campton I was telling you about. This is Leonard. So possession here now for Trinity. Just looking to see the way the teams are set up. Well, Trinity have a +1 back there, 2 men marking around the centre half spot, but let's follow them in attack with McCarroll, a man off the shoulder, but he decides to give it back instead. Now Leonard comes forward, and he just slips it to Rory McSweeney. So just a little bit of possession here, and DKIT sitting in. This is Pearson now, and he pops it into, was a mark called there? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, it's Adam Traynor, number 20, who's going to just feed it back out. They're just inching forward, trying to find an angle, and DKIT just trying to guide them from side to side and away from that scoring area. Typical of the modern game and typical of the old rules, even though some of the colleges games have been terrific, never mind what rules they are, when teams just decide to go at it. Is that the first goal? No, it's gone to the left. It's another wide. We remain scoreless after nearly 3 minutes gone. The goalkeeper is Darragh O'Shea. That's the fellow I was telling you about. He's from Louth, but playing goals for Leitrim last Sunday. Oh, there could be a chance here because Con Smith has nipped in to get it, and he might try to put it over the keeper's head. Well, he puts it over his head and over the crossbar for the first score of finals week here at the Connacht Centre of Excellence. And you see a replay there, a little bit of a mistake, and Con Smith from Bective and County Meath gets the first score. Now Shade might want to go a bit further with this, and he does, and he's looking for Thomas O'Duffy, finds him, gives it to Ryan Duffy. A lot of Monaghan and Louth lads for Dundalk, understandably. He pops a nice ball forward taken by Oisin McGorman. I was saying he mightn't have been there, but he is in there, as is Hughie Corker, and that's him on the ball now. This is the 17 I was telling you about. That's McKeown. There's a McKeown at midfield as well. That's Cormac, but the one I'm talking about is Adam. That could be the first score for them. No, it could end up because McGorman is there. Sorry, it's hard to judge the way the ball travels where I am, but that looks like going over the bar, and it is over the bar eventually, and that is the first score of the game for DKIT, and a good response by them. And of course it is Stephen Mooney here who nipped in and got it, and he's two-footed, and he's not going to miss from there. 1 point each. Breeze just picking up a little bit now, coming into our faces. Decent kick out though, and it goes over them all to Thomas O'Duffy, who just sweeps up at the back, and they'll try and get a bit of momentum here at DKIT and put the pressure on Cormac McKeown this time. And he slips it to Ryan Duffy. Still trying to work out who's not on the field. Haven't seen 15 as yet for DKIT, but let's just follow the play and see if they can get another score. That's a decent effort from distance, and that, if anything, is using the breeze, but it's gone to the right and it's gone wide. If there is a breeze, it's going sort of towards that corner, I'd say, but didn't help on that occasion. See number 5 out there, Fintan Brady for DKIT, and 12 and 10 and 14, of course, Mooney. 13 is there, that's Corcoran, but it's Trinity coming out with the ball. 7 for them is Rory McSweeney. Slips it to Aidan Coleman from Skerry's Harps. Quite a few Skerry's Harps guys involved at Sigerson level, as we've seen over the last couple of months for DCU. So the club represented at different levels. And if you don't know and you're just joining us, the Trench is the secondary competition to the Sigerson. Sigerson is the A level, Trench is the B, if you like. It's Conor McKeown just slipping it, or Adam McKeown rather, slipping it back to McCarroll. It's Trinity on the far side with their fullback Tom Hughes from Glencar Manor. Not too far from here. Now they switch possession and get it over to this side to Adam Traynor. This is Aidan Coleman coming back to Conor Leonard, and it's DKIT just trying to keep them outside the scoring zone, but that's a good ball in, and it's well taken as well, and it's Lee Pearson up there playing like a full forward to collect that ball, and the referee is given a free in for that challenge. And you see the ball in again there, was accurate and beautifully taken by Pearson, and when you have possession like that you have always a chance, and there was the hand in, you see, which foiled, and that gives a chance. Tricky one though for Pearson. I'd say if there is a wind, as I say, it's probably diagonal coming straight into his face, so that makes it very difficult. And it's also over on the left hand side, and he's just about managed that perfectly, came off the post, no problem at all. It wasn't Pearson actually, of course it was Ben Kane from the Fianna in Dublin. 2 points to 1 for Trinity. Now there's the usual sparring in the middle of the field as players trying to get a little bit of room to get this kick out, and it should have been a ball there for Conor Clark, but he spilled it, but he has made amends and slipped it to Tyke McDonald. He's from St Mary's and RD, and it's DKIT on the attack now, and already this is shaping up to be a decent game. Both teams enjoying spells in attack and getting lots of possession as well. That's a good direct ball in as well to the full forward area, and that's a free foul and a free in for DKIT and a chance to equalise, and that should be a good position for a right-footed free taker, you would imagine. A good chance to level the scores. In the corresponding game earlier, it was pretty one-sided, but as I said, you can't really tell who was out that day, and it was at Dundalk and what sort of team Trinity had. But this is the day when you put out your best team that you possibly can. 15 is out there, Jamie Murphy for DKIT, so I'm thinking, is Aaron O'Neill out there? Well, let's watch Mooney. Does he put it over? He has put it over. We are level again. That's 2 for DKIT and 2 for Mooney. Yeah, Aaron O'Neill doesn't seem to be out there. The number 11 from Crossmaglen. He's a star player for DKIT, but I don't see him out there. And that is a blow to DKIT. Another long kick out, but it goes straight to DKIT. I did say before the game that in the previous game they won 10 of the 24 Trinity kickouts in the game they played, and they're on the way again. That must be 3 that they've won already. This is Oisin McGorman. Jamie Murphy from a really difficult angle, but he fancies it and he nails it as well. Fantastic score by the man from St Patrick's in Steinmullen, and that is definitely the score of the game so far after 9 minutes. He had the confidence to take it on and he nailed it. Kick out again goes to DKIT. Fintan Brady. Easy possession as well. They're not even really been contested, those kickouts. I think they maybe need to think about what they're doing with those. Maybe go short, because they're just being eaten up really easily for DKIT, and it's ended up with Mooney, though he doesn't connect properly. The keeper has to watch it. Challenge coming in as well, but the keeper did well. Sean O'Malan from Athgarvan and Kildare. Same club as the number 26, by the way, Cian Doyle. I'm sure clubs all over the country will be delighted to be represented on this prestigious day. Lots of clubs and lots of counties. Good spread from all over the country. I'm talking about a spread. DKIT, when they played the last time, they scored 18 points in their last game against TUS Midwest. Now, they're not having the same success necessarily today, but they scored 18 points the last day, and 17 were from play, and 10 different scorers. They have 3 points so far in 2 different scorers, and that's rather easy from the kick out, or is it? He's not going to keep that in. Kickouts at this end, not fantastic either, actually, now I think about it. Trinity have got possession from a few of them. And Leonard just feeds it back as DKIT just drift back into their defensive structure. McCarroll gets past one man. Leaves it off almost rugby style, throwing it back. This is Luke Casserly. Fancies it from distance, but doesn't reach. And O'Shea will take the opportunity to be a sweeper keeper. Off he goes. Challenge coming in from Cunningham, so he leaves it off. So Dundalk in the lead after Trinity got a couple of nice points, but Dundalk seem to be the team pretty much in the driving seat at the moment. And look at the amount of space there for Tadhg McDonald to come forward, and he hits a nice diagonal ball which is nicely laid off and will be nicely finished, and it is from Hughie Corcoran from Dunbarra. That was a really nice score, but he was allowed to run just far too far there, wasn't he? And then it was easy from there on in. 4 points to 2, and yes, the Dogs seem to be in the ascendancy. They're starting to assert their control in this game. Maybe it's the slight breeze factor as well, but they seem to have found their way in this game, and Trinity struggling a bit, but they need to sort these kickouts. When they have possession, they're quite good, but look, the keeper isn't quite sure where to go. He's going to be forced to go long again. Maybe it's the press from Dundalk that is forcing him to go up the middle, but nearly every time DKIT get it, but not this time. The support here is from McSweeney for Trinity. Pretty much on his own though. Is he going to try it from there? He isn't. Easily blocked though, and here comes the transition because Trinity have committed men forward, and this is Adam McKeown coming forward. He's from Maracloon, and that's a nice ball over the top, or is it? No, it's blocked down, and Lee Pearson is there to win it from Oisin McGorman. And that's James McBreen, number 5 for Trinity. Game really is a good open game. DKIT do sit pretty deep when Trinity go forward, but they'll not be able to do that all day long, and you don't see the same urgency or spring in the step now as Trinity are trying to go forward. So it is nice and open, and there's lots of room, but that's a poor ball. Trinity giving away cheap possession the last few minutes, and this man loves to come forward. He created the last one, and there's a similar ball again. He puts a ball into the forwards, doesn't he? That's really hard to defend against. Bounces in front of the forward. That's Cormac McKeown, and that's intercepted for Trinity, and now it's their turn to attack. This is turning into a really enjoyable game. 13 minutes in, and off he goes, just carrying the ball. pretty much as McDonald did at the other end a few minutes ago. Now, can they keep possession? This time they do. It's Conal Cunningham, and he's going forward. They might even get a goal out of this. They might be going for goal. They are going for goal, but it hits a side netting, and the umpire immediately signals that it is a 45. So somebody got a touch in there. It was Cunningham slipping it. And when you get this close, you've got to go for goal, and he did. I'm not sure where the touch was, but definitely a touch. I think it was Ben Kane, was it, the number 15, who had the kick in the end. So a chance for Trinity. That's the first sight of goal in the game. 4 points to 2 then. Nearly 14 minutes gone. And a near thing for Trinity, which would have put them ahead by a point. And it's number 11, Con Smith. Got the first score of the game. Big ask this from distance. I know Pierce Blessing put over a 45 in one of the earlier games. Can he do it from here? Oh, he gives it a great dig. Is it going to reach? That would be a beauty. Oh, that's absolutely superb. Con Smith nails it from a 45 into a bit of a breeze as well. So that's an exceptional score to get Trinity back to 4-3. Now, nobody going short for this one. They've all gone long. Oh, there's one gone short now. Maybe that was the plan. It was Ben Goss who went to get it from his clubmate from St Machtas in Louth. And that's good play by DKIT to get through the middle now. And it's Connor Clark steaming through the middle and leaves it off to Mooney. And Mooney immediately looks for Corcoran, but he's overhit that. That's gone right into that right corner, which you can't even see. Our camera can't get over that dugout, but now the ball and the players emerge. And that's the fullback Tom Hughes going across his own goals. They tell you not to do that, but the press is such from DKIT that they've had to, but they work it well, Trinity. And here they come up the field. They've made a few mistakes coming forward. They've given away cheap possession, but they were better the last time, and this is better now. But is he going to get caught in possession? He took that into the tackle and nearly got dispossessed, but Rory McErlean has it now. It's about keeping your heads at this level. The urge, of course, is to go forward and see what you can do. We're now into the second quarter of the first half. 4 points to 3, but it's been an interesting game. Is this going to be the equaliser from Tom McCarroll? He's put snow on it. He put it that high, but a brilliant score by the man from Carryduff in Belfast to level the scores for Trinity in this Electric Ireland Trench Cup final. Just checking the comments on YouTube, and somebody's saying the pitch looks heavy. I suppose it's that time of year. Dundalk get possession. Don't mind me not talking. I'm just checking on your comments and make sure that everything's okay as you're watching the game. It seems to be. Not much happening on the field. Just DKIT tried to keep possession and go back to their goalkeeper, as you can see, O'Shea now. Playing under Stephen Poacher for Leitrim, and maybe as he gets flattened there as he comes out, he is maybe given a license there to come out the field and play as a sweeper keeper. It's very much the modern way. Jamie Murphy now for Stamullen, even more so maybe under the new rules. And the referee's going to go back to the incident where the goalkeeper was flattened. He didn't appreciate that. That's good refereeing by Liam Devaney. He let it go there. You see the incident again on our replay cameras. He's going to come back and he is going to bring his book out. He didn't appreciate that challenge. Now, what's the colour going to be here? That's the question. And it's Ben Kane from the Fianna in Dublin. He's protesting his innocence, but will the card be the same colour as his boots or the same colour as his jersey? It's a yellow. Good refereeing by Devaney. As to say, he's doing Kerry Dublin on Saturday in the National League. So 4 points, 8-17, nearly 18 minutes gone. Thankfully no rain here at Beacon. Don't mean to tempt fate, but conditions pretty much perfect as you would hope for in February, 12th of February. It's Leonard. So Dublin College in this, and of course the Sigerson final is between two Dublin colleges later on. He had 3 in the last 4 of the Sigerson. Leonard under pressure, but gets it back to Brazil from Ratotan Meath. That's Rory McErlean all the way back there. Just had a message from his dad, he's on his way. Maybe he's here already, or might have got stuck in the roadworks around French Park and got delayed, but maybe he's watching it online on the way down. This is Luke Casserly, number 4 from St Malaise in Sligo. Quite a few lads in both panels from this part of the country, although studying elsewhere. And that one dropping short. That's 2 or 3 Trinity have dropped short there. Can't afford to do that too much at this level. DKIT going forward with it now, and both teams, as soon as they get it, they try to go forward, which is always good to see. And I know it would sound obvious, but it isn't always the case in the modern game. But they both have that natural urge just to go for it. This is Mooney. They never seems to spend too long with the ball, always dispatches it quickly, and it paid dividends there because they've got a mark out of it and a chance here to restore their lead. They were 4-2 up, but they haven't scored for must be 7 or 8 minutes. Are they going to nail it now? Looks good from here, but what's the decision? No, it's a wide. So not going the way of the previous meeting between the teams, which was very one-sided. But I think both teams maybe had already qualified, so it didn't matter. Tom Hughes, number 3 for Trinity, to Tom McCarroll. And off goes McCarroll. Support from Lee Pearson. He gives it to his captain, Andy Awfully captain. He nips inside, 1 challenge, 2 challenge, little dummy solo. Great play by Pearson. He's still going, but he's robbed there, and the referee says that was legitimate. And what an absolutely brilliant rob it was then. What a tackle. Beautifully timed, and it had to be. Superb play there to dispossess the key man, and now a chance to transition from that, and a very lively attack it is as well, because Jamie Murphy has it now, and there's a brilliant ball in looking for Fintan Brady, and popped across. This could be a goal. Oh, brilliantly saved, and it's Sean O'Malan with the block, and he made it from Adam McKeown. What a chance that was for the first goal. What a brilliant move it was, and it would have been an exceptional score if you bear in mind the tackle that dispossessed, that got the turnover as well. But Trinity's goalkeeper came to the rescue, the Kildare man from Athgarvan. Another turnover, and DKAT come again. I think that's the number 2, is it? It's Connor Clark all the way up there, is it? And he's still going, no, it's not. It's Oisin McGorman, of course. And it's a score indeed, 5 points to 4, and a nice score by the man from Latin and County Monaghan to restore the lead. Let's look at this tackle again. Here comes Pearson, throwing dummies all over the place, and what a, well, it was a beautiful hand in actually, and it was from Thomas O'Duffy. And the move, and lovely pass over the outside of the boot, and that deserved a goal, but well done the goalkeeper. Tough challenge going in, but Conal Cunningham keeps possession for Trinity. The ball just off the front of the foot, nice punt pass there, getting possession for Ben Kane. Trinity, great pressure from DKIT. They've done that quite a lot, and it's worked for them. You saw the dispossession a minute ago. They've done that a few times around there. Their tackling has usually been quite disciplined, but on this occasion they've given away a free. Now this man put over the 45, if you remember. This is a little bit further forward, so you've got to say he's got a chance, Colin Smith, to level it again after 22 minutes. So we'd be aiming at the far post, I would imagine, to draw it in. And that's not going to do actually, but it's going to stay in play. Goalkeeper claims it and gets it out to Adam McKeown, who had that goal chance a minute ago at the other end. Gives it to Thomas O'Duffy. Crossmaglen Lane Rangers hat to my right here, by the way, behind the fence, the yellow and black. 2 cross men out there with Blessing and Duffy. Don't see Aaron O'Neill though, I don't know why he's not playing. But 3 key Crossmaglen men up the middle of the field, usually for DKIT. Now it's Trinity's turn to sit in. In fact, they have all 15 players in the Trinity half. all behind the ball, every single one of them. This is Ryan Duffy, also from Latin, same as Oisin McGorman on the other wing, number 12. Tadhg McDonald now puts it into Mooney. He's Monaghan as well, from Cromartin Shamrocks. Every time he gets his ball, the ball, you expect something to happen. He leaves it off to Hughie. Corker in, and Hughie goes for the kick into the keeper's arms. Yeah, Mooney, I keep looking to talk about him, but as soon as he gets the ball, he gives it. That's the kind of player he is, but he's very effective. Scored 9 points the last time against Trinity. 2 points so far today against them. It's a total of 11 so far. That ball just in front of us, very tight to the sideline here, but they do keep possession, and it's Ben Kane, but he's under serious pressure. Does well to get it back to McArlane, and they'll recycle it. They'll get it back out to McCarroll. 2 Belfast lads there, McArlane from St Bridget's in Belfast and Tom McCarroll from Carryduff in Belfast, although different counties. And the kick comes in from Conor Leonard. That's a speculative one. I think I could say that's the kindest I can make for that, because he just really kicked it away, and that's 3 times at least that they've kicked away cheap possession, but it happened at the other end a minute ago too. Really open game, and great strong running this time by Thomas O'Duffy, the captain of Dundalk IT. How they would love to get their hands in the Trench Cup after several years of coming close. Last year down in Tralee against MTU Kerry, they were beaten, and beaten well. And that has gone over the bar. It's another point, and beautifully taken by Oisin McGorman from Latin. And that's 6 points to 4. They restored their 2-point lead. Nice drop of the shoulder onto his right. And from the kick out, they have changed their strategy a little bit, going to try and get possession from it. They got it to Rory McSweeney, and it's much more effective than the long kicks they did in the first 10-15 minutes or so. So that final last year, the Trench final last year, I think it was Ballyduff was the name of the place it was played in. And of course MTU Kerry went on to distinguish themselves in the Sigerson Cup this year. It's well taken by Colin Smith. And well dispossessed as well by DKIT. They've done that a lot, and now they'll transition quickly with McGorman, who got the score just a minute ago. Kick pass in, looking for Tadhg McDonald. Finds him. They get it to Mooney now. As I say, he doesn't usually hold on to the ball too long. He's well capable of taking his own score. A little dummy solo, but the referee has blown him up. Was it over carrying? I'm not quite sure. It must have been. Let's have another look at it there and see what the problem was. Yeah, and the indication there just about over carrying. So 6-4 it remains. 26 minutes gone, and Trinity now it is, who haven't scored for a while. They got it back to 4-4. But it's been a while. They've dropped several into the keeper's arms, so they could do with getting one back here. Pearson slips it to McSweeney. Oh, and they've given that away, or rather it's been snatched back by Hughie Corcoran, and he tries to move it quickly as well to transition before Trinity can recover, and that's a nice ball looking for Mooney. He's been followed by Luke Casserly, but he does get possession, but Trinity now have their players back. One of the features of the game has been DKIT's ability to dispossess Trinity in good positions. Now over this side we have Jimmy Murphy. He's got support from McKeown if he needs him, but decides to go back across. And this is McGorman, and he's almost at a walking pace. Trinity just following the runners. 14 behind the ball now. They've left one up. So McGorman just feeds it back to Ladden. 3 minutes to half time then, and it's been a good first half, hasn't it? McGorman again. He's the playmaker out there a lot of the time, and score taker at times as well. So what do you think of the first half? Feel free to leave a message there on the live chat on YouTube. Here comes the midfielder, Blessing. And that one has his blessing. That's Pearce with a fine score, 7 points to 4. Well, they were patient. And then the runner, and it was strong running from the Crossmaglen Rangers man. He's been known to kick 45s, and he's not bad from play either. That's an excellent score. 7-4, and it's the first 3-point gap that's opened up in the game, and Trinity haven't scored for a while. Look at the work rate of the DKIT players. 4 of them there racing back to try and stop Conal Cunningham, making it really difficult and forcing Trinity to come back, and then an interception might come in. Great pressure being applied on Trinity by Dundalk IT. You can see the desire there. Maybe that comes from losing a number of finals in a row, not just Trench but league finals. This is Lee Pearson. Leaves it back to Kane. They really could do with the score Trinity just before half time, just to bring it back to 2 and just settle things a little bit. But easier said than done, because DKAT tackling most of the time very disciplined. This is Tom McCarroll. They're trying to move it as quickly as they can from side to side. They give it into Con Smith. And the effort is coming in from Smith. Will he put over a beautiful 45? And now he's put over a beauty from play. And there is the score that they needed. And it's 5 points for Trinity, 7 points for DKAT. That's a fine score. And Trinity making a change, by the way, right now coming up to half time. And 17 for Trinity is coming in. That's Liam Fenton. He's from BSJ in Dublin. That's Ballantyre St John's. So a change in attack there. Obviously, before that score, are worried that they're not getting a spread of scores. They're not getting enough in there. And that's tough for the young lad to be taken off before half time. Although just before half time. I see a yellow card given there, by the way, by the referee. It was obviously for something else that went on. I'm not sure. Was it Aidan Coleman or maybe his marker, Liam Stafford? But somebody got a yellow. And the man taking off Adam Traynor. His manager's gone over to explain and have a word with him. Tactical, I would imagine, just before half time, and they just need a different kind of forward in there, maybe. Here comes the goalkeeper now, Darragh O'Shea. Not for the first time coming forward. And then nice kicking style to put it low in there to the forwards. So 7-5 as we hit added time at the end of the first half. Trinity now sitting deep. Won't be too long added on. I don't remember any real significant stoppages in the game. It's been good free flowing football as you expect at this level. The young lads just going at it, doing their best. They want to win this and they want to be seen to be going for it. They're not sitting back being tactical. They are expressing themselves out there, and it's been very entertaining so far. I hope you've enjoyed it. Big crowd watching online, about 700 devices tuned in to the game. Let's see, Electric Ireland Trench Cup final then, 1 minute into added time, and it's 2 points in it for Dundalk IT. Beaten in the final last year, well beaten in the end actually, but will they make amends? That's the question. But it's all going to come down to the second half. Here comes the goalkeeper again, O'Shea. They haven't left anybody at home, but they don't need to. There's no Trinity men up there. Now Mooney goes for a dynamic, accurate, direct diagonal ball in there, and they're trying to get it to Ryan Duffy. He nearly got through there. If that had a stuck, they'll just try and maybe get a point here if they can, just to finish the half. Dundalk, and the kick comes in the end, I think, from Stafford, and it's gone to the right, and it has gone wide. And the applause was from the Trinity bench alongside me here, applauding the defensive play. The referee looking at his watch. I think this might be the end of the first half. You can always tell when referee doesn't run too far right into the middle of the pitch there that he was going to blow for half time. And it is half time in the Electric Ireland Trench Cup final, and very entertaining first half it has been. I hope you've enjoyed it. With a 12 scores, 7 points to 5. Lots of excellent football and teams really going at it in a positive way. One goal chance well saved by the Trinity goalkeeper Sean O'Mullane from Kildare. Some really nice play, some great dispossessions, but as I say, generally, as you would expect at colleges level, great football and great tenacity and positivity, and the lads just expressing themselves, and it's been an enjoyable first half. I hope you agree. We'll be back with the second half in maybe 7 or 8 minutes time. Welcome back for the second half. DKIT so far have only conceded one goal in 4.5 games. They beat Mary I 4-18 to 0-12. They beat Garda College 117 to 1-9. That's the only goal they conceded. And they beat Trinity 23 points to 8 and TUS Midwest 17 to 9. So no goals in their last 2 games and in the first half here as well. And Trinity have beaten Garda College as well, 119 to 210, and they beat Mary I 116 to 3-9. And then that defeat against DKIT. So will we get a goal here? That's the question, and it could be crucial. But a brilliant save in the first half by Trinity's goalkeeper Sean O'Mullane. He's been doing that all year. And a fine keeper he is, and it was important because it would have put a 5-point gap possibly between the teams at half time if the game had continued in that way, although Trinity might have got back and they did have a goal chance to themselves in the first half. Second half then, 2025 Electric Ireland Trench Cup final, and an effort from distance by Tadhg McDonald. Well, that's an audacious effort from there. Has he got it? Oh, he's nailed it early in the second half. What a score coming out from corner back, the man from St Mary's and RD. And I was thinking, is he going to put it over from there? And he give it a hell of a whack. Brilliant score and a brilliant start to the second half, and that's a 3-point lead now for Dundalk IT. Milan now with the kick out, forced to go long. This didn't really work in the first half, but it's worked this time because Tom McCarroll came over and claimed it, got his mark, and now Trinity looking to get a score in return. We're still in just leaving the first minute now of the first half, and this is Aidan Coleman from Skerry's Harps, gives it back to another dub from Temple Oak Saint Street. That's Conal Cunningham, and they didn't fancy the effort from there, so they're being patient and they're going to try the other side to get it to Lee Pearson. Can they get a score from that side? They only scored 5 points in the first half. They need to do better. They're still well in the game though. Ben Kane, another dub from Nafina. Now, have they got room around the middle? That's a good ball into the space and a nice drop of the shoulder as well by Cunningham. But can he get a kick away? Well, he gets a kick away, but it's well to the right and well wide. And DKIT will be very pleased with that. Good defending by them, and Trinity still sitting on just those 5 points. They do have whatever breeze is there. It seems to be coming across the pitch, or maybe slightly in Trinity's favour, but I don't think it's really going to have a big impact on the way things go. From the kick out, the run into space was by Thomas O'Duffy, but he went the other side. He's looking for Cormac McKeown and doesn't find him. It goes over the line. Trinity get possession. And Trinity seem well fired up for this second half, as you would expect. They haven't been in the Sigerson Cup since 2005. It's a great opportunity for them. They haven't been in the final of the Trench for 13 years, so this is them coming back. But is it going to be them, or is it going to be DKIT at the third or fourth time of asking? They've lost, is it 2 finals or 3 in a row? But they've been there or thereabouts, and that pain is still there, and that will motivate them in this second half. But here come Trinity as they pin DKIT in, but they need to get more scores on the board. As I say, 5 in, what is it, 36 total minutes so far isn't enough, but here's room, and the kicking range, it's Smith, but he goes off his left. He put a 45 over with his right, so on his weaker side there, and just didn't connect. And they were guilty of dropping a few in like that in the second half, and you just can't afford to do that in the modern game, whether it's old rules or new rules. Now this is McGorman, who very much ran the show in the first half, the number 12 for DKIT. So 4th minute in, just 1 point in the second half. DKIT, the biggest gap between the teams has been 3 points, and that's where it is now. And that's a good ball into Mooney, who claims it, gets his mark, and he's more than capable of putting this over, and this would put a 4-point gap between the teams for the first time. Mooney from Cromartin Shamrocks scored 9 points the last day against Trinity. He's well on the way to that, and he's put that beautifully measured over the bar, right over the middle. If there was a black spot there, it would have been over it. 4 points then, 9 points to 5. It was his mark and his finish. Inside of the boot, nicely done. O'Mullane again forced to go long, such as the press from Dundalk, and it's Dundalk who get possession from it, and Here they come again. Easy possession in the middle of the field for them. Stafford, the vice-captain, slips it to Aaron O'Neill, who's in the play now. He wasn't there in the first half, and he slips it to Cormac McKeown. And Cormac gives it back to O'Neill. Quick hands to get it to Mooney. And Mooney, the shooter. And that is just going to drop a little bit short. Keeper able to pick that up. I think I'm feeling a little bit of a spit of rain now in the air. Not quite sure if that's my imagination or not, but that's not welcome. This is Pearson trying to nip in between a couple of players. Good pace on the ball and carries it forward. Gets it to Con Smith. And the Meath man slips it across to James McBreen. Cavan man on the ball. And the number 7 is Rory McSweeney from Galway. Great spread of counties, but the finish is poor. And they are without a score in the first 5 minutes of the second half, Trinity. And that seems to be their problem at the minute. They just can't hit the target. Remember, they made a substitution right at the end of the first half. They know the problem and they're trying to fix it. McGorman again, as I said, he's running the show. He came to get it off the goalkeeper and released it, and that's why DKIT are getting up the pitch. He's making things tick, and then they get it into the big fella here, Jimmy Murphy. Then they get it into Mooney. A minute ago it worked. Turn of pace by him to try and get inside the fullback. He scored one with his right, scored a beauty with his left. That's a brilliant score by Dundalk IT, all the way from the goalkeeper up to Mooney, finishing it off. He got 9 points the last day against Trinity. He's nearly at that again, and Dundalk IT now lead by 5. Terrific point. And will the Electric Ireland Trench Cup be heading to Dundalk? Finally. Kick out is forced to go long again, but on the break this time Trinity win it. They need to reverse things a little bit here. They're under serious pressure there. Referee gives advantage. It's good advantage given by Liam Devaney. This is Pearson. Always lively in there, trying to make things happen for his team. The runner now is Tom McCarroll. And he's fouled. I'm not sure that's within the kicking range or not for them. But it is a chance at least to get a score on the board. And boy, do they need it. Pearson coming forward himself. He's going to take it short, and they might get a score here anyway because Conor Leonard is coming through, and that's good strong play by him. They really need this to go over, but he sliced it off the outside of the boot and it's gone wide. But the referee, what's he deciding here? Is it a 45 or is he giving a free? I'm not quite sure what the decision is. And somebody shouting, take your point. Well, they were trying. He was trying to put it over. Now, what are they looking for? I think it is a 45. It's coming up. The referee has his hand up. It must be a substitution. And I think it is, but I don't see the sub. Well, this fella put over a 45 impressively in the first half. They need another one just to settle the team, though he's just going to go short because James McBreen made himself available. Hope they don't rue that one from their point of view. He slips it to Ben Kane, and the chance may have gone. Coleman is going to give it back out to Smith. Well, as I say, he put one over in the first half. There might arguably be a bit of a breeze behind him now, but he didn't take it on. Still have possession though. They still have a chance with Pearson, and he nips inside one player. This is great play by him, and that might go over and should go over. It needs to go over. It hasn't gone over. It's a wide from Pearson. I thought that was certain to go over, but it's not. Another miss for Trinity. They remain on 5 points. Ryan Duffy goes short from the kick out, and Dundalk have been very good at this, getting possession, and they're very good at carrying the ball forward and bringing it up to the likes of this fella Murphy, and then on to Mooney. That's been working so well for them in the second half. They've linked up impressively. Now Fintan Brady, and the shot comes in the end from O'Neill, and he nails it as well. That's a super point by Aaron O'Neill from Crossmaglen Rangers. He's come in the second half. He's a quality player, and that's a quality point not just by him but by the whole team. 6 point gap in it, and they've stretched it out from, was it 2 at half time? This is Con Smith. If he'd taken that 45 and put it over a minute ago, it could have been looking very, very different, but he didn't. McBreen. McCarroll now for Trinity. A bit of urgency about their play. They've 21 minutes to go, and they've a long way back here, because the game is beginning to take the shape of the previous meeting between the teams, which ended up in a 23-9 victory for DKIT. And it's Dundalk defending extremely well to keep them out. Smith trying again. Can they get a pocket of space? They need a shooter. They need somebody who can take this on. Is it going to be McBreen? He comes forward and makes a little bit of room for Ben Kane. Now they get in behind, and here's a chance, is it? No, they go further round to the side to Coleman. Somebody needs to do the shooting. They need somebody in there. They have somebody lined up on the sideline to come on now. They have a sub ready to come in. And it's a very interesting one. It's Emmett Rogers from the Breeda Club in Belfast. Now, he's missed a lot of the season, but he came back in the semi-final, scored 2 points in a lively cameo, and he might be coming in, but now they might get a score, and they do get their first score of the second half at last. It's taken 10 minutes, but very much needed for Trinity. Well, they're not out of this yet. That's Pearson, the captain, and the Offaly captain as well, with a very fine score. So Rogers coming in. His dad Jerry has travelled down from Belfast to watch the match. He's actually from Ballymartin in County Down, and the Breeda Club is in County Down. And he's come in now, and a very fine player, a real good full forward as well. He might get a few scores for them, and they've got 20 minutes here to rescue this one. And with Emmett on the field, you never know, they might just do it. I'm not sure DKIT will know much about him either. He hasn't played too much. But it's Dundalk now with Jamie Murphy. As soon as he gets it, he looks for Mooney every single time, whether it's short or long. And Mooney's going to get there, but a foul on Casserly. And that's going to be a free to Trinity. Well, I wonder, will that point and the substitution change the fortunes for Trinity? We'll need another one here pretty quickly, I would imagine. Brazil now coming forward. Gives it to Coleman. Just looking up ahead to see the layout of the team, and Emmett Rogers has gone left corner forward, being followed by Conor Clark. They'll be looking to get the ball to him as much as they can. He's the new man in. He can certainly take a score, and that's certainly exactly what they need. That's a decent ball, and that's beautifully taken as well. And they might have taken a mark, but they're going for their score, and it might go over, and it does go over from Ben Kane, and that's 2 in a row. The man from the Fianna finishing that one off much better from Trinity. With 18 minutes to go, and this game is not up at all. They have a chance here, and they've got a bit of momentum going. Good score. Adjusting my headphones here, and I've been told there is a Man of the Match award at the end. We will stay on for that and for the cup presentation. That's a nice diagonal ball. He did that a lot in the first half as well. That's a fine ball as DKIT look to try and get back in this, but they've given away cheap possession there. And Trinity have their tails up at the minute, and that was a pull down there, surely, and a free for Trinity. Maybe a team with a 6-point lead tend to just maybe sit in a little bit. That's maybe the wrong thing to do. It's very early to do that. Trinity sub coming on, another one, 24 this time. It's Hugh Hamilton from Milltown in Kildare. So another change for Trinity. They have good men on the bench, and they're going to give them all a chance. And that is Rory McSweeney coming off. In fact, they have a panel named of 38. Trinity. So a squad effort as the rain starts to come down. Well, more of a drizzle at the minute. I hope it stays at that and no more. This is Pearson. The man off the shoulder is McCarroll. He's really put in a great shift today, and then the run is from Aidan Coleman. He's added a bit of pace to it, and Con Smith again at the centre of everything, but that's well intercepted by Pierce Blessing from Cross Madeleine. He does well, and there's a chance here. Now Murphy, as I say, every time he looks up he tries to get it to Mooney. They have lots of players streaming forward. They get it back instead to Aaron O'Neill. And DKIT just looking to steady the ship a little bit here and keep possession for a minute. Coming up to the 3-quarter mark. 4-point lead. It was 6, remember. Thomas O'Duffy, and they do calm things down because Trinity have sat deep and just letting them have possession here. O'Neill again from distance. He fancies it from there. He's getting plenty of air. Has he got in target? He has got it in target. Well, they allowed him too much room there. And the man he came on at half time has certainly made an impact, as we would expect. Well, they followed the other players. They should have followed him. O'Neill from Crossmaglen restores the 5-point lead. Kick out is long, but who's on the break? It's DKIT on the break, and they've definitely done the same as they did in the previous game. They've won a lot of the Trinity kickouts, and this has all been a nice passage for DKIT to calm things down after 2 in a row for Trinity. And they've managed to keep it in, have they? I think they have, over that far side. They have. Free now for Trinity, though. They very much wanted to keep that momentum going. They had 2 in a row. 5 again as we enter the last quarter of the game. It's a big ask, but lots of room here on this side for Connell Cunningham. And they're all trying to get up and support. DKIT just trying to keep them outside the scoring zone. That's Ben Kane, gives it out to Leonard, and Leonard steps inside. This is better from them, and this could be, should be, and it is a score for Luke Casserly from cornerback from St Malaise in Sligo. Good score. Really well worked all the way from the back. Clever play and a nice finish as well. 3 out of the last 4 then for Trinity. 4 down. Can they get possession from the kick out again? And it's nicely arrowed to Liam Stafford, and he picks it up, but hold on, this might be dispossessed. Oh, that was close. They were a little bit fortunate there. Challenge coming in from the substitute Hamilton, though, trying to get it back. I apologise for our temporary loss of the ball behind the dugout there, the huge dugout, but now it comes out and it emerges for Dundalk IT. So 46 minutes gone, 14 to go. The referee spotted that and he says just play on. He's been very good at playing advantage and letting this game flow, Liam Devaney. Cormac McKeown bursting through the middle, being followed by Pearson. This is McGorman. He's had a terrific game at Trinity, have won it back, and they haven't fouled, more importantly. Now the foul is on them. James McBreen takes it quickly. The momentum is all with Trinity at the minute. If they can get another point or a goal here. Emmett Rogers, the sub who came in, can he get the score? He's good for a score. He got 2 in the semi-final, but he's bottled up in there and the referee says no foul, but Rogers does brilliantly to get it again, and he rolled that one beautifully, and he's still going. Well, that's tenacity, that's persistence, and eventually, no, he's not fouled. I thought he was fouled, but the referee said no. Well, he certainly came into a battle, and that was a bit of a battle there just to get possession, but Dundalk IT come away with the ball. Tough challenge coming in from McBreen, but DKIT with Leonard now keep possession, or rather with Blessing, that is, they're number 8. And they are looking strong at the minute, at times, when they get the ball, Dundalk IT. And now Mooney comes out to help his team, and they're just moving it around as fast as they possibly can, with 12.5 minutes to go. The hurt is there from the last few years of losing trench finals. Dundalk IT are showing what's needed to win games, and I was going to say they get a free there, but they don't. It's gone the other way. So Trinity, 12 minutes to turn this 4-point deficit around. And they have been showing signs that they will be able to do it. They've got a few subs in there now who seem to have made a difference. And the game can turn quickly. Here is one of those subs. It's Hugh Hamilton. They bring it out to this corner to Cunningham. He's had a lot of possession on this side, but they just haven't scored enough. 8 points isn't enough. They just haven't got enough scores from distance either. They've had to work them all in, but they haven't had someone who's capable of taking scores from distance. And that's really what they need a shooter to pick off 1 or 2. See, they keep working it in, and then it gets bogged down and they lose possession. That's what's happened to them. Nobody really taking responsibility, and then they might get hit here on the transition, because here come DKIT, and that's a clever ball. Beautiful movement off the ball as well by Murphy, and he knocks it down to Mooney. This is fantastic counter-attack play, and that is classic counter-attack. Murphy knew exactly what was going on there. He knew where Mooney was, and those two are quite a double act. He knew to get it to Mooney, and Mooney does the rest. The Monaghan man has been very impressive, and Dundalk IT might be on the way to the Electric Ireland Trench Cup. Really good score. 5 in it again. The kick out forced to go long again. Oh, beautifully taken. What a catch it is by Tom McCarroll. Oh, but the referee has brought it back, and Trinity are very unhappy with that. They're saying, come on, where's our advantage? And the referee saying, well, it's not from the right spot. That was harsh on them. But Trinity now get it out to Hugh Hamilton. But a brilliant bit of fielding by the Carryduff man. McBreen gets it to Pearson, and that's a nice ball into Rogers, who takes it beautifully and slips it quickly, looking to get it back. He's looking to get a chance, any chance at all, any sight of goal. He's been lively, but they just couldn't get a kick away. This is Pearson again. They're always probing, but can they find a way through? Dundalk IT sitting in there, 13 players behind the ball, and the referee's decision is free in. Keane coming over to take responsibility if required. Yeah, he takes it off Pearson. So into the last 10 minutes now. This here to bring it back to 4. Tricky enough kick. He checks if there's a bit of wind. Don't really think so. Little bit. Just coming into my face on this side, so it'll be on his back. He gets a word from the sideline. Just needs to compose himself. Maybe aim for that near post and try and put this over, and it might just inspire his team. It might just be the right time to do it. Plenty of height. Has he got the accuracy though? And yes, he has. Good score. Really well taken under pressure. And with 9 minutes to go, they get it back to 4 again. Now, from these kickouts, DKIT have been very good. Goalkeeper's been good, and the runs have been good. Lots of room in this left-hand side, but nobody made a run, so it goes straight up the middle. Oh, when it's flicked on, who's going to get there first? Pearson might get there. That's great battling by Pearson, the captain, to try and get there. But it's DKIT who have it. It's Aaron O'Neill who's got it. And now the run, it's by Conor Clark, the corner back all the way up there. He might even go soccer style. He does, and drives it over the bar. And that could be a very, very important score. It was a real battle in the middle of the field, but the tenacity is there, the desire is there, and that comes from losing Trench Cup finals. And Clark just said, I'll welly it over the bar, and restores the 5-point lead. Kick out all the way up the middle. The hand was by Pearce, blessing, but somehow Trinity have got it back, and Cunningham is there again. It's point for point at the minute, but Trinity need to close that gap. They need to get closer. They keep going down this right hand side, and they just haven't been picking off enough scores. 9 points. They just haven't been coming from enough different angles. This is Leonard from Mullinalata in Longford, as is the full forward Cannell Gilligan. He's from Abilara. Well, he's 14. They need another score here, and this is Sean Brazil from Ratoath, and they're still driving through. That's real tenacity. They need a score at the end of this or something. Well, they get a point out of it at least. And boy, did they need that. A goal there would have really livened things up. Really tenacious play, driving play by Brazil. And in the end, the benefit was for Aidan Coleman to put it over the bar. And it's a 4-point game again. We are down to the business end. Trinity up against it, but I'm not writing them off. I think they have the ability as a punch on, but it's going to be a free for Trinity. Casserly gives it out to Brazil. 53.5 minutes gone. Dundalk IT with 14 men behind the ball as it continues to drizzle here at the Connacht Centre of Excellence. And are DKIT going to win it back? They don't. It's going to be a free in. So most of the pressing by Trinity. And DKIT holding on for dear life. Been defending very well. Mooney trying to get there. Comes in with a challenge, and it's a free. And this is where I'd like to see, to be honest, the likes of Con Smith just put in a free over the bar from there. He's capable. But instead they try to run it. Now from distance, Domi solo. He doesn't quite fancy it. He just don't seem to have a shooter really confident. Keep going over to this right corner, but it hasn't paid dividends. They keep recycling. Get it to Hamilton, and he comes inside now. It's within the shooting range. He's under pressure. They need this go over, and it does go over from Hugh Hamilton, the Kildare man from Milltown, with a fine score. That's why he was sent in, and now they get it back to a 3-point game with just over 5 to go. Trinity right in this one. Good score. Now the movement from the kick out, so important. Well, they'd runners on both sides, and it was Thomas O'Duffy, the captain, who got vital possession. And after Trinity's good spell there, it was vital for them to get it, and they did. Oh, but they've lost it rather cheaply. Trinity have got it back, and a free as well. Well, their tails are well and truly up. And if they get a goal now, it'll really set the place alight, but not many goals between these teams. There was no goals the last time they met, no goals today, and in the last couple of games DKIT haven't scored, haven't conceded either, mind you. So this game following that pattern, as we're in the last 5 minutes now with added time as well after that. The man down is the captain. Both number 6s are the captains tonight. He's okay. He's not going to miss the last 5 minutes of this. So there will be a man of the match, by the way. I'm wondering who you think for it. Feel free to leave a message there with your contender for player of the match. Of course, we don't know who's going to win yet, but can still pick a player of the match. Can be on the losing side, of course. This is McBreen. McBreen slips it off to Tom McCarroll. He's had a terrific game. He's certainly a contender. But is there going to be a hero in the last 4 minutes now? Trinity 3 points down. They get it to the sub. He put one over a minute ago. Hamilton fancies again. He's put this one really high, but it's just as accurate. That's a superb score. 2 in a row for him, 2 in a row for Trinity, and they get it back to 2 in it. This game not over. The 2025 Electric Ireland Trench Cup heading for a grandstand finish. Now, where's the movement from the kicker? Are they going to win it yet again? They've done that so well all day, DKIT, and Trinity just haven't really been able to stop it. And it just means that they get possession so quickly after Trinity have got a score. Now, they usually win it back, or have done the last 10 minutes or so, Trinity, around this area, but not this time. And there's a sub in for DKIT, number 22. Didn't even see him come on, but that's John Joe Hughes from Derry Noose. It hasn't, has it? Oh, it's gone off the post so close, but they might get more out of it because McGorman is there and he might finish it all. That takes a deflection and somehow goes over the bar instead of under and keeps this game alive, but it's now 3 points in it. Well, they escaped there somehow, Trinity. Let's look at the effort again from Oisin McGorman. Looked like he was going to score, but what a block from Pearson it was, the captain. How did he get a hand to that and somehow put it over? That could be a match-saving or match-winning block if they go on to win from here. McCarroll now, as I say, what a game he's had. Pearson, a contender for player of the match, not just for that block, but he's had a terrific game for his team. Whereas DKIT, Stephen Mooney's had a superb game. He's been so clinical with a lot of the things that he has done. Cunningham feeds it back for Hamilton. He scored 2. He's going for another one. He fancies it, does he? Cunningham slips it into the corner. It's all very tight there going along the line. They're going to have to come back out, and they do. They get out to Hamilton. He scored 2, but the angle's not great. That could be intercepted, and it is. DKIT get it back, but good battling by Ben Kane to get it back for Trinity. Well, this really is turning into a classic colleges match, a really good advertisement for third level. I hope the Sigerson boys are as good as this afterwards. Luke Casserly coming forward. It's frantic out there. Players have to keep their cool. Trinity battling to try and get forward. You have to earn your frees here. It's Pearson. What a run by him. Is he going to put it over the captain? Surely not. Is it on target? It is on target. Inspirational stuff from Pearson, the Offaly captain, the Trinity captain from Eden Derry. A brilliant score, bringing it back to a 2-point game with 2 minutes to go. It's exciting stuff. I hope you're enjoying it on the live stream on YouTube. Number 9 contender for player of the match for Trinity, and number 8 both get a suggestion from your comments. That's Conor Leonard, number 8, and Tom McCarroll, 9. Yeah, Tom's had a super game. I would certainly be leaning towards him from the midfielders. Now, number 19 for DKIT, that is D.D. Riley from Roach Emmets, by the way. And he slips it nicely to Oisin McGorman. And this is McDonnell. The call is don't give it away. They have maybe given it away. No, they've got it back, DKIT. In the last 30 seconds of normal time, they have a 2-point lead. This is Riley. He goes for it from distance over the shoulder. That's a mighty score if he gets it. He doesn't quite get there. 2 points in it. Time running out for Trinity. But what a time it would be to get a goal. Now, it would break DKIT hearts, but this is a time to do it. We haven't had a goal. We haven't had many views of a goal either. DKIT players just ambling back into position to try and prevent the counter. 1 point might not be enough here if they go for a point. Trinity, could be a goal or nothing. Is there a turnover? There isn't. Tom McCarroll, a nice pass over to Casserly from Carryduff to Sligo. This is Conor Leonard now. Who's going to take on the shot? Ben Kane. They go into the right corner again. It's Smith. Smith's going to come back out to, well, over Hamilton's head instead to Leonard. And over to the left-hand side. This is the midfielder, McCarroll again. Back to Leonard. Been very patient. Dundalk IT of every single player. Almost inside, what is it, about 30 metres. And then the shot coming in and the block comes in from Ryan Duffy as the ball disappears into that corner. And it's going to be a free out for Dundalk IT. And I wonder, is that going to be enough? Because we're now 1 minute into added time at the end of the game. There's more contenders for player of the match. Pearson, Mooney, all getting a mention. All good shouts. Trinity have really given everything in the second half, and they've had several really big heroes out there. But Dundalk IT over the hour have been the best team, and now they might kill it. Oh, what a ball. And on the counter here, on the transition, they might just finish it, and it's the substitute has come in. Oh, what a block again, and it was Conor Leonard. We've seen so many fantastic skills out here, and it was D.D. Riley with a kick, but somehow Trinity keep it alive. But now Mooney gets it, but no, it's a foul. And it's going to be moved on as well. Now, under the new rules, that will be moved a lot further forwards. But Trinity have it. Their sideline alongside me here in the bench are very anxious that they get forward. Aidan Coleman now in the 2nd minute of added time. Is their time as the ball disappears over there. Comes back in now for Trinity. They are almost out of time. I don't think a point is enough. They're going to have to go for goal. Hamilton. This is Rogers, and as he touched it on the ground, he has. That's so unlucky. The ball just dropped from his grasp, and maybe a lack of game time there counted. And it's going to be a free out, and Dundalk IT may just have done enough now. The drizzle coming down a little bit heavier here now in Beacon. And Dundalk IT with possession, and they are just going to try and keep the ball. 2.5 minutes into added time. I really can't see there being too much more. They go back to their goalkeeper. Trinity need a goal, but they don't even have possession. Instead, Aaron O'Neill has it. He only came on in the second half, but he has contributed richly, no more so than at this moment. And then he transfers it as quickly as he can up to Mooney. Are they going to finish it here, Dundalk IT? They've been inspired by the hurt of previous years, and finally Conor Clark puts it over the bar. The cornerback gets up, and maybe finally they are going to win the 2025 Electric Ireland Trench Cup. And the referee blows, and indeed they have won it. At last, the cup is going to Dundalk. After all the heartbreak, you see what it means there. The hug between Mooney and the cornerback Clark, who got that score. That says it all. They're delighted to finally get over the line. And it is an Electric Ireland Trench Cup in Beacon for them. They lost last year down in Tralee. They were heartbroken. They lost the previous year, and I see Clark and over there too. His teammates over on the side. He had the final say with that score. That made it 16 points to 13. They won it by 3, and you'd have to say that they deserved it, I feel. And Eamon McEnany, the manager, deserves mention as well. He stayed with them all through that. They lost league finals, they lost Trench Cup finals, but finally they have gotten over the line. And a great performance it was. And do you know, I'm thinking player of the match, I might go with McGorman, Oisin McGorman, Latin man in County Monaghan. He, to me, ran the show a lot of the time. He got a score near the end, nearly got a goal, but his play was knitting it all together. He was very important. Mooney applied several excellent finishes, but it was McGorman for me. Now, they were very strong in defence as well, and the midfield did well, but I think McGorman, now to be fair, there's several Trinity players who could easily win it as well, but you usually go with a winning team. And McGorman, all through the game, I thought, one important ball, fed it through, very clever football, and I think I'll go with him for player of the match, Oisin McGorman for DKIT. Players all in the middle as we prepare for the presentation over here, and we are going to have the presentation in front of us here. We're just putting up the sponsors' logos and things in front of us. So, third year in a row in the final for DKIT, and they have finally got the Trench Cup, and it's a very good performance by them. And I'm going, as I say, with 12, Oisin McGorman for player of the match. Just relaying that information to the organisers who are going out now to, well, I think they were looking for a player of the match, maybe they were looking for the captain, but either way they are going out now, and we're going to stay on for the presentation in the next couple of minutes. And Benny's here with me. Benny, who'd you go for player of the match? I went for Oisin McGorman.
Yeah,
great
choice.
Player, absolutely. Yeah. Super play, ran the show.
Yep.
Really
Excellent.
good play from Latin and County Monaghan, and they just need to get the captain over, Thomas O'Duffy, Crossmaglen Rangers man, and there's Crossmaglen Rangers men up the middle of the field, and they've toiled for this team for a number of years, and they finally got their rewards. And you can see the yellow and black hat there in the background as well. That's from Crossmaglen, well represented here. Made a long journey here, but it's been worth it, and it's been a long journey for DKIT over the last few years, but finally they've got their reward. So Trinity coming over and DKIT, and we'll nip out and relay the speeches to you as they happen. So Trinity, bad luck to them, their manager Don Holmes, and they will have to try again next year, but it's an upward curve for them. They were last in the final in 2012. Maybe they'll come back next year and win it. Really good campaign for them, and they did come close and really did themselves proud today, but the Dundalk IT in the end have done enough, and they are going to win this. So we're all set up now, and Benny Hurl is the chairperson. You saw him taking pictures earlier on. Now he's going to make the speech, so I'm going to go over and try and get that speech for you and get a microphone to him so we capture it all.
All right. Okay, lads. We'll dispense with the formalities here. Okay, lads. Firstly, I just want to present the Lake na Himmerha, the man of the match. And I'm looking at him here, and he's looking at me, and he says, "Yeah, that's me, Oisin McGorman." All right, come on ahead, Oisin. All right. Okay, lads. I'm not detaining you. It's a cold night. Commiserations to Trinity. Congratulations to DKIT. And I mean this very sincerely. If the Sigerson final is half as good as what we've witnessed here, we'll be in for a treat. What want to say to Trinity, hard luck. You give it absolutely everything, lads. You're brilliant. Your credit to the colleges. Well done to the managers. And look, lads, you'll be back again. Dundalk, you've been waiting on this one for a wee while now. But I want to pay tribute to everybody in the college who've been pushing. I see him in there, great soldier, and everybody else, Leaf and everybody in the college. So lads, enjoy the celebrations. Before we hand over the trophy, I just want to congratulate the referees and officials and give us a round of applause for the officials, lads. Right. This won't be the first time this weekend. We'll thank our sponsors, Electric Ireland, great sponsors, and we look forward to working with them, lads, in the years to come. And thanks to Electric Ireland, we've got people like Jerome and Mark and everybody else, and the coverage is just absolutely fantastic, and the game is streamed, and everybody's able to see the games. So well done to Electric Ireland, and thanks very much. To our hosts here in the Connacht Centre of Excellence, John Prenti and University of Galway for the hosts. Thanks again, a round of applause for those as well, lads. And I really do want to, I'm not going to overemphasise the impact of social media and the coverage that our games are getting. And to my right hand side here, we've got Jerome Quinn, and what a job you do, Jerome. And I think it's only fair, because it might be lost in the rest of the weekend, so I'm going to do it early. I'm going to do it now. So lads, a round of applause for Jerome and all his team. So without further ado, I want to call on the captain, crossman, Thomas O'Duffy, from our man Cross McLean. Come on ahead. There you go. Oh, there you go. All right.
Yes! I'll hold it, mate. You go ahead.
First of all, I'd just like to thank Trinity for a brilliant game. Look, we've had a lot of big battles with you over the season, and look, you're a credit to yourselves and your families and your clubs. So, just a round of applause for Trinity. To Electric Ireland for the hosting competition. Look, it's a brilliant competition and brilliant football being played all week. So, thanks many of them. To Connacht GAA for hosting the final. Look at the ground was in brilliant condition there, and also the referees, the umpires, linesmen, everybody thought the referee the game good to an extent. I'd say maybe at the end there he made us work for it at the end, but sure, anyway, round of applause for them. To our management team, Eamon and Wayne, look at especially the way Eamon, we've been on the road this 3 years, and finally we've ended up getting this trophy that we've been learning this couple of years. So I just want to say a massive thanks to them for all their hard work and commitment over the past year. So thanks a million. I'd like to thank also Derek, Aoife, Brona as well for organising food after games, hotels, buses, kit and gear and everything. They've been incredible themselves, so thanks a million. And lastly, to the group of lads here, look at, I can safely say you're all friends, and look at, we'll celebrate tonight. And yo, thanks a million.
Well done, Eamon. Finally, what's it like?
Oh, it's brilliant to get over the line. 3 years in the making this, and even more, with Shane Lennon and that beforehand. And, it means an awful lot to win this, because they've only won it twice, despite what people may think, and it'll be great for us to get up into Sigerson next year. It's good for the college, it's good for Louth, good for all the counties around it, Mon and Armagh, Meath and that we have players from.
And what finally got you over the line?
I think teamwork. The last couple of years I felt that we'd been more as individuals playing. These boys have worked hard over the winter, and I think that they fought for each other, played well for each other, and just had an extra wee bit that we didn't have in other years. Worked on stuff that we didn't have time in other years because the players weren't able to commit to it, but this year they did, and it paid off. Now I'm delighted for them. They're a great bunch of players, and they're a pleasure to work with.
We'll grab one of your lads here. Let's grab your captain there, if you wouldn't mind. We'll get Thomas Og over for a wee chat there. the Cross Midland connection. Thomas Oak, I know you spoke well there a minute ago, but what do you think finally got you over the line today?
Probably just the hard work at the end there. Like we never make it easy for ourselves. Look at the past couple of years, we've lost. This will be our 6th final myself anyway. And look, I'm just glad to get over the line, to be honest.
Do you think the last point was apt? Conor Clark getting forward, the number 2 getting forward to put it over the bar. Did that say something?
I'll be honest, I was a bit sceptical when he was in the position. I was hoping he'd just kick it over the bar. I thought he was going to go for a goal. He's known for getting a couple of goals in games, but look, I was just glad he got it over the bar, and look, I was just happy to get the win in the end.
Do you think the defeats of the last year helped get you over the line there in the last 10 minutes?
I do, yeah. Look at MTU Kerry last year.
That was always going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Look at MTU Kerry last year, and then TUS Midlands the year before. Look, we know we didn't perform on the day, and look, I did feel like we probably didn't perform to the extent that we could have done, but look, I think it's all about the results in the end, not the performance in the final.
And the Cross Midland connection I see here as well, Aaron, who came on at half time, and you had a lot of stars around the field, and I see Oisin McGorman there as well. He's actually taking the photographs now, but what do you think about him for player of the match, or who do you think was a contender for it?
Look, you could have given anybody there, and in fairness, Steve Mooney, he's been brilliant all year. Like he's a top quality player in there with Monaghan Seniors at the minute. Like I thought Pierce Blessing, my own club mate, he was very good in the middle of the field. You could have given it to any one of the lads. In fairness, like we dug deep there at the end, and like I'll be honest, I'm just delighted we got over the line.
Will you do me a favour and get one of those lads for one more interview for us? You can pick, but Oisin's there, Stephen's there, anyone you want, get them there for, or even Pierce, whatever there, and we'll get one more quick word before we finish our coverage here of the Electric Ireland Trench Cup at the Connacht Centre of Excellence. That's the captain, Thomas Ogaway. Well, he's ready to get Stephen Mooney, no better man if we can get him. And from Cromartin Shamrocks, he's coming over, and he had a super game. Stephen, well done. I hope you don't mind. I know you were, well, not just that, but you were in the running for player of the match, but I ended up giving it to Oisin McGorman, to be fair. Well, I thought he did because he ran the show right throughout the game, and he got balls from his goalkeeper that started attacks, and he was just so good on the ball.
Yeah, oh, geez, he's brilliant on the ball. He's so nippy when he gets it, and geez, he's just brilliant. He had a lot of running to do, tracking their number. I think Lee Pearson at 6, he was up and down, and McGorman was just after him the whole day. He was set out to do it at the start and done a brilliant job, and probably was the win of the match.
There were a lot of contenders, even from their team. You mentioned Pearson. I mean, they had a lot of fantastic. It was a good final.
It was a brilliant final. Yeah, it was tit for tat. It was, Tommy said in the speech there, we won. We played them 4 times the year. I think we won. That's the 3rd time we've won, but they pipped us in the league final now, and it's been tit for tat all year now.
So you had the forwards up there, yourself and Jamie and Oisin and the boys. But how did you feel when you saw Conor Clark coming up there at the end to get the last score?
I was a bit nervous. I thought he was going to go for goal, and then I was shouting at him to put it over, and then he nearly put it wide. So I was just glad to see it go over the bar.
All right, I'll let you get in for that photograph. You better get in for that photograph. Thanks a million. That is Stephen Mooney from Cromartin Shamrocks going into the photograph there with his teammates, and that is one that they'll keep forever. I mean, the Trench Cup winner here in Beacon in 2017, Ewan Walsh from St Mary's Gallen up in County Antrim, told me in an interview after that game that he'll remember this forever, and these lads will remember this forever, and that's what finals week is about. That's what college is about. All their family have made a long journey down to support them, getting that picture, and in the years to come, decades to come, they'll be going, oh, do you remember that day and that lad and that lad and that lad? And they'll all remember it, and it was a special occasion, a special win for them. And that ends our coverage of the Electric Ireland Trench Cup final here at the Connacht Centre of Excellence. We hope you've enjoyed it, and as Benny said, if the Sigerson's as good as that, they'll be doing well. But for now, from the Trench, it's goodbye.